Welcome back to a Destination Playdate. I am your host, Attack Slug, and today's game is called BiFusion. It is out on itch.io for free. Let's check it out here. It is a puzzle game that kind of mashes up 2048 with a crane game of sorts. So the object is to match the numbers. I use the crank to turn the arrow, and then I can use the right on the D-pad to launch and to grab these balls that have numbers. The object is to match the numbers and then keep combining those numbers to even greater and greater numbers. Eventually, 64 is the highest you can do, and you can store 3 in these 3 slots. So at the bottom, you will see a number of 12, and if that hits 13, it is game over. So there are 3 different difficulties, and once you hit that number 12, it's done. So things go faster and crazier the higher the game difficulty. So you will notice you can only get a match if the ball is glowing when you launch it from the launcher. So things to keep in mind here as they get crazier and crazier. So if it bounces once, you're done. If it hits a different ball, you're done. So obviously the goal here is to hit 64 each and every time. We're at 16, we'll get our 16, get back our 16, and try for 32. All right, we got 32, and we still have a ways to go on that. So the challenge is definitely just keeping track of all these different numbers, and hopefully, maybe, getting them to all function and add and do that math, if you will, in your brain. And it ramps up, as you might think it would, in the higher difficulties. It gets just faster and crazier and whatever else. So a lot of 2s here. We need our 2s turn into 4s if we could, maybe, perhaps, but it's a bit tricky. I want to get that 64 because there is no 128. So 8 with 8, I missed. So yes, having the analog crank as part of this gameplay is phenomenal, but you can still definitely screw things up because that's how video games work. So you think you got the right thing in the right spot, but then those little bit of physics are going to be what's going to screw you each and every time. Give me that 2. 2, 2, 2. Alright, this is not going well here, and I'm starting to panic because things are going poorly. But, again, we're on easy, so it shouldn't be that fast in terms of how fast the balls drop from the tube. And that being the case, we kind of have a little bit of time to think about our next move and line things up, hopefully, properly. We've got a 16 there, so we'll get that 16. Nice. And then our 32. Nice. And then bring back in that 64 here. Nintendo 64! And then we keep on keeping on with what we're doing and trying to hit those high scores. But this is the game. Like, not much else to really explain. You've seen the core gameplay loop and how it plays out in BiFusion on the Playdate. So I don't need to say much more about this game. It's neat. It is free. Check it out on itch.io. Link in the description. I am your host, Attack Slug. Oh, also, like any good puzzle high score game, there is a scoreboard on each individual difficulty. Anyhow, keep on cranking. More videos right here. I'll see you next time, and I'm out.